this evening. Nanterre yet to pick up a win in the Basketball Champions League this season. However, our hosts have split their first two games, winning on the opening day against PAOK before a heavy loss to Tenerife last week. Both teams know exactly how important tonight's game is, so make sure you strap yourself in for a big game of Basketball Champions League. So here we are, here's game day 3. Both the Pava taking on Real Venezia, Olon against PAOK, Bonn against Nanterre, and then finishing off today's action will be Tenerife versus Fribourg. Plenty of games going on at the moment, so we have Pava versus Venezia way underway at the moment, and Venezia have absolutely dominated that game so far. A closer affair for Olon against PAOK. A little under 8 minutes left in the third quarter there, and Olon trail by 6. Here's our group standing so far. Relatively new competition, but Basketball Champions League has got some favourites already in Tenerife and Venezia are staking claim to that, unbeaten so far in the competition, whilst Bonn sitting 6th. Unfortunately for our visitors there this evening, Nanterre from up Group B yet to pick up a win. I'm sure they'll be wanting to change that as soon as they possibly can. Have a look at the Nanterre roster. One of the standout has to be Paulsen, Icelandic internationals, leading them in scoring so far here in the Basketball Champions League. 13.5 points per game. Only other player in double digits is the American Dominic Waters. Point guard will be instrumental this evening if Nanterre want to leave the Telecom Arena with the win under their belts. And how much would they want that win? Standing in front of them, it's a bit of a surprise package so far. Telecom Basketball have been very, very strong. Only losing to Tenerife, one of the powerhouses here in the Basketball Champions League. Let's have a look at their roster, and it really is the trio, Subotic, James and Mayo, that are the focus offensively for Bonn. They've combined for over half of the points production for Bonn so far in the Basketball Champions League this season. But you also have to look out for Jorman Bartolo. He's played his part, leads a rebounding effort, 12 rebounds across the opening 2 games of their European campaign this season. And we're just about to have the teams introduced to the crowd here in the arena. First will be our visitors, Nanterre. And one of the oldest clubs in the Basketball Champions League. Founded back in 1927, 90 years of illustrious basketball history behind them, and they'll be wanting to write some more history for the club this season in this competition. And they're somewhat on a crest of a wave at the moment. They picked up the FIBA Europe Cup just 2 seasons ago. They made it all the way through to the playoffs of the Basketball Champions League last season. They're only knocked out by basketball powerhouse Banvit in the round of 16. Hoping not only to replicate that playoff appearance this season, but also, who knows, maybe go a little bit deeper into those playoffs and create some more waves. That said, they've had a very slow start to the competition this year, and they'll need to address that immediately. As we said, Paulsen there, a key figure for them. The win tonight could potentially trigger and restart the Basketball Champions League for Nanterre. Now we're going to move across as the home team are introduced to the crowd here at the Telecom Arena. And you can hear the build-up music starting to play. And Bonn didn't really have the best debut in the Basketball Champions League last season. They exited at the group stage, finishing just 7th in Group D. And they started this season's competition an awful lot better, and their win over PAOK last week would have given them a huge amount of confidence. However, they're a team that needs to score. And for their opponents here tonight, Nanterre can stop their offensive production. It might be a struggle for Bonn to take the win. You can expect them to try and start this game nice and fast, get the crowd into the game, and that will provide them with a bit of a motivator for the full 40 minutes. Bonn have got plenty to play for. They've got a 50% record so far this season, 1 win, 1 loss. That's 6th and 6th here in Group B. Now remember, it's the top 4 teams will advance through to that round of 16. We've got 4 groups here in the Basketball Champions League stages. Each group has 8 teams in it. Each team in that group will play 14 games across this group stage. And it really does make every single game vital for these teams. And as we have the Bonn players introduced to the crowd and the mascot there, you can feel the nerves in the air, and it's going to be another wonderful night of European basketball action here in Bonn. Really one of the household names in German basketball. They've reached the Final Fours in Germany 9 out of the 17 years they've been in the BBL. That includes making it all the way to the final 5 times. That said, the last time they made it there was 2009. To build a successful season both domestically as well as on the European stage. We approach the final few minutes before tip-off here in Bonn at the Telekom Arena. And the players will exchange gifts. It really is the last of the pleasantries. This part you can see smiles on some of the players' faces, but it is this moment now. As soon as they finish the shake of hands, the minds will be fully focused on the battle ahead and the importance of this. Here are our officials for this evening: Marius Chulin, Marek Mikelci, and Martin Horozov, and they come from Romania, Slovakia and Bulgaria respectively. We'll be making sure everything is above board this evening, and that as much passion as we see on the floor stays within the spirit of the game. And these final warm-ups are always a nervous affair as we look at the Nanterre starting 5. Sikivicius, Konate, Gamble, Palsson and Senglin will be their starting 5, and that really is a very strong starting 5 for Nanterre. But they'll also have nerves. They know that finishing tonight without the win would be unthinkable. 3 games in and no wins to their name. And there's the head coach of Nanterre, Pascal Donadou. And know that the pressure's on them. I'm sure they've got his guys absolutely ready for tonight's game. Scouting will have been done. They'll know who the threats are from Bonn. Plenty of them in this starting 5. Rashad James, Charles Jackson, Yorman Batoli, Josh Mayo and James Webb III. Another strong starting 5 for Bonn. And once again, their coaching team will have been working hard with them this week, building up to this big European night of basketball. And Coach Krunic, you'll know how important it is to make home court a fortress in European campaigns. This is their first home game. They've started their campaign with 2 away games in Tenerife and against PAOK as well. So this first home game, they'll want to take the win and look to protect that home court. Such a vital ingredient to any successful European team is securing home court and really winning those games. And the crowd will no doubt be getting behind their team here this evening. And we are now just moments away from tip-off here at the Telekom Arena. And another night of the Basketball Champions League ahead of us. And if you're enjoying it as much as they seem to be in the crowd, make sure you guys download the official Basketball Champions League app. It's available on Android as well as iOS. No excuses. Get your smart devices out and make sure you download it straight away. It'll keep you up to date on all the latest news, views, as well as some great highlight videos from this amazing tournament. Just 3 seasons in, and it's already established itself as the second-tier tournament in Europe. Amazing to think that some huge basketball names in this tournament, both on an individual player level as well as some of the biggest clubs in Europe as well. And it's certainly been embraced by the crowds. And the faithful here in Bonn enjoy their European experiences, that's for sure. Starting 5 take to the floor. Jackson will be going up for the tip. Telecom basket's gone. Let's see who he goes up against from Nanterre. And here we go for another huge night in the Basketball Champions League. And the tip is won by the home team. Bonn will take first possession and the ball in the hands of Mayo. Being guarded closely by Senglin, and Mayo will take the shot. Comes up short for his first attempt, though, with an early foul to be called on Jeremy Senglin. And Mayo really is going to be an important part of the puzzle for Bonn. Had a huge game last time out, 20 points and 6 assists against PAOK. The American really does know how to light it up. First one's good from the line. He's shot 88% from the free throw line before tonight's game. You'd almost call him automatic. Senglin now bring it up for Nanterre, and their first offense of the game. They'll want to get off quickly. Make sure that they trouble the scorers early in this one. Konate now. Good ball movement. Skavicius with the ball, looking to float inside, kicks it back out. Quick ball movement. Senglin on the wing, steps in, long two from the elbow. Short on that one though, and one more pull down the rebound. It's knocked out of the hands of Bartolo, but it'll still be a Bonn ball. James will be on the baseline to inbound this one. So to Webb, who gets it back to Mayo. They're now looking for options, and James is asking for the ball outside. Looks like he wants to go one-on-one against Konate. Looking to shake him up. A couple of crossovers, pulls for the long two. Short on that one. Big rebound from Jackson under the basket, but it's knocked away, and Nanterre will pick up the rebound. Senglin now. To Konate, to feed the low post, and definitely a big man battle going on between Gamble and Jackson. Ball is then skipped. Nice movement. Senglin for three. Oh, in and out with that one. And Carlson will scoop up the loose ball and they'll recycle it back to Senglin. Konate now. Long jumper from Konate, way too much weight on that one, and Mayo will come away with it. Takes his time as the drums ring out across the Telecom arena. Screen comes up from Webb, but he pulls the trigger on the three. That's a big start. Mayo already up to 5 points personal, 2 minutes gone. Nanterre yet to score. Carlson to Senglin. Konate, and the screen is used, but it's stripped away. It's come off the hand of Jackson, so it's still going to stay in the possession of Nanterre. And here's the three from Mayo. Oh, beautiful jumper. He's come to play this evening. Ball now looking to be inbounded. Great defense here by Bonn. They managed to get it in eventually. Now into the hands of Gamble. He can't get it to go, and Mayo will put the Jets on. Comes back the other way. Kicks it out inside to Jackson. Nice fake. Can he control? No, it's stripped away. Good hands by the big man, Julian Gamble from Nanterre. Knocks it out of the hands of Jackson. James now with the ball. Moves it across as Webb puts up the jump. A little bit too much on that one. Konate now for Nanterre. Very patient from Nanterre. They're not being flustered so far. They've not yet to score, and it's stolen away, and he's out of the races. Oh, the one-handed flush. Rashad James. Nanterre looking rattled at the moment. The Juskavicius now with the ball at the top, looking for the screen from Gamble, goes the other way and draws James into the foul. And here's the steal by James, and he flows to the basket for the jam. Averaging 15 points per game. New Yorkers certainly enjoying his Basketball Champions League season so far. Powelson now feeds it inside. Gamble can't quite hold on to it, but it's knocked away by Jackson. And the big man's working hard on the defensive end, denying that passing lane. And Nanterre will be slightly concerned. Almost 3.5 minutes gone and they're yet to score. And this possession, they've only got 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Powelson now, will he get it off in time? It's into the corner, doesn't look like they're gonna. No, shot clock violation, is it? No, it's not. They're letting them play on. They're saying the shot was before the buzzer. But Jackson's grabbed the rebound and gets it back to Mayo. Now in the hands of James, and James will shake. Elbow jumper. In and out from James, and Senglin looks to put some urgency from Nanterre. They want to get an easy score. He hands it back to Gamble, and Gamble is fouled hard, and I think it's clear intent there from Bon. They're not going to give up easy baskets. They're going to make Nanterre work hard for their points. A reasonably low scoring affair here so far. Mayo with 5 and James with 2 for Bon. But Nanterre yet to register as Gamble goes to the line for 2 shots. He's been 50% shooter so far this season in the Basketball Champions League. Averaging 9 points per game. Had a big night on opening night against Opava. Scored 14 points, pulled down 5 rebounds in that one. In and out, 50% before tonight and 50% tonight as well from the line so far. Mayo now. Gets it to Webb. Webb inside to Jackson. Oh, spin move from the big man. Gets the 2 off the glass. Quick feet by Charles Jackson. Powelson hands it off to Juskavicius, and he's fouled as I'm not sure who was trying to bust over the screen, but a little bit too aggressive. There. How important tonight's game is. Powelson drives inside. Tough play by Powelson. Great defense again by Jackson. Nanterre will hold on to possession. They really aren't giving them any easy shots at all at the moment. Just now inbounds it. Looking to set up the offense. Back to Juskavicius. It's stripped away and he'll go out at the races. Bartolo now will slow it down. Big Jackson in the low post. He's going to go to work against Gamble. That's a big man battle we're going to enjoy. And Gamble with the swat. Manages to stay with his man that time. Senglin now, little hesitation. Floats inside, off the glass, no good. He's really looking to rush it. Needs to take his time a little bit more. Bartolo now from the outside. And he drains the 3. Oh, just the 2 put on the line. Extends it up to a double-digit lead though for Bon. Nanterre over 5 minutes gone. They've only got 1 point on the board. Unbelievable effort here by Bon. Powelson drives inside, looks to try and feed it for some reason to Gamble, and that's not the Powelson we know. He needs to be more confident in that situation. Here's the jumper from Bartolo. Oh, just a toenail on the line, I think, not even a toe. Drains the jumper from the wing, though. Nanterre are on the ropes at the moment. He inbounds it. Dominic Waters. Cuts to Senglin. Senglin fakes the 3, jumps inside, floats the right hand off the glass. And that's the kind of shot Nanterre need. Mayo now looking to bust past Senglin, but the defense does its job. Skip pass. Oh, that's a lovely play. Bartolo for 3. Too heavy this time though, and the battle goes on under the glass for the rebound, and Nanterre will come away with it. And Waters slows things down. And TJ DeLeo is into the game for the first time for Bonn. Senglin now. Palsson to Waters. Waters looking for options in front of him. A little bit of pick and roll, I think there. Konate from outside. A little bit shallow, but Gamble's fighting for the rebound. It's out of bounds though, as Waters didn't re-establish himself on the court before touching it. So that will be a Bonn ball. Coach Donahue will not know what to do at the moment. His team really are struggling to gain a foothold in this one. Polo now, moving the ball into the hands. Zubatic, he hands it back. It's nice, confident ball movement here by Bonn. It's going to be a Nanterre ball as the officials are all... Webb has knocked it out of bounds. Waters now, some options in front of him being guarded closely. Senglin now to drive inside, finds a bit of a gap. Konate, Palsson for three, in and out, and that one shot probably sums up Nanterre so far. Oh, a long three by Mayo. He can't get that to go, and Palsson will grab the rebound, but it's stolen away, and the easy two for Norman Bartolo. A huge hustle player, Bartolo, voted best defender in the BBL in Germany last season. He's all about the hustle. Waters now. Konate almost loses his footing. Comes back out to Waters. Shot clock down. Just 6 now. Waters got to show us. It goes inside. Tough move. Can't quite get it to go. Demetrius Treadwell will go to the line for 2 shots though. Here's the Palsson rebound, but it's stripped away by Bartolo. Himself a couple of points and a steal for the box score. Jarell Reichelt come into the game for the first time, and at the line is Demetrius Treadwell. It's his first Basketball Champions League game of the season. And it's his first season with Nanterre. Americans plied his trade in Argentina and Israel before taking on the challenge of the domestic league in France. TJ to the dunk. Yes, he gets up, lays it down hard. Easy 2 points for TJ DeLeo. Officials have blown the whistle, and here's a replay as the lane opens up and TJ throws it down. Easier 2 you will not see this evening here in the arena, and that takes Bonn out to a 12-point lead. Foul has been called. That one's... Let's see who that one's called on. It's going to be called on David Falkenstein. He's just come into the game. He's got himself on the box score straight away. Maybe not the column you want to get onto in your first few seconds on the floor, as Waters hits the first of his 2. Only 50% from the line prior to tonight's game. From a veteran guard. Falkenstein now to the ball at the top. Ball movement to Leo. Skips it. Long jumpers off to the right for Reichelt, but Nanterre will be happy. They'll get the rebound and they'll hope to build on the minimal 4 points that they've scored so far in the first, well, over 8 minutes of action here in Bonn. Senglin now. Quick ball movement. This is what they need. It's going to open the lanes up. Floats to the basket. Waters gets the drop. And they're taking the opportunity to rest some players at the moment. They've rotated. Webb's dropped it off onto DeLeo's foot. So it's going to be a Nanterre ball, and this is where complacency can creep into a team, and this is part of the problem. You get an early lead, and sometimes you think it's an easy streak. It's not going to be. Valkenstein will go back to the bench for Bon, and Josh Mayo will come back for a short breather. Waters now looking to go past Mayo and does so. Comes up to the stop. A little fake, gets his defender in the air and manages to get a little scoop shot off the glass for two. And Nanterre, after the first quarter they've had, won't be too disappointed. They're only down by 7. Mayo now to Webb. Hands it back to DeLeo. Zubatic trying to set a huge screen and pushed out of the way by Treadwell, but DeLeo will take the jumper. Beautiful shot. TJ DeLeo for another 2. Such a smart player, TJ DeLeo. Waters now drives inside to dribble up. Khan goes inside to Treadwell, and Treadwell's going to pick up the foul from Zubatic. Send Treadwell to the line for 2 shots. Demetrius Treadwell led the Israeli League in rebounding last season, and looking at him you can see he's built for rebound, he's built for the battle of the boards. 26-year-old will take a bigger role in this Nanterre team, and he misses the first of his 2 free throws. Won't get the second to go, but the fight for the rebounds is ultimately going to be won by Nanterre. Sideline ball for Nanterre. Waters inbound. Been instrumental in their fight back. Khan for 3. James the 3. And that is a big, big shot as we enter the final 20 seconds of this first quarter. Webb now back to DeLeo, and they're going to slow it down. They'll want to take the last shot of this first quarter. 10 seconds on the clock. What can they do? DeLeo, he's going to be fouled by Khan, and that's a smart foul, really. Nanterre have only got 1 team foul. And that's just going to send Bon to the sideline with the ball. They're not going to get to the line, and there's the big 3 from Khan, and it couldn't have come at a better time for Nanterre. It's such a slow start to the game. Weichel now brings it in. Zubatic hands it back to Mayo. Mayo looking to shake his man, pulls up for the 3. It's knocked away by Waters, though. Are they going to get a shot off? No, they're not. That's going to be the end of the first quarter here at the Telecom Arena in Bonn. And the home team should be up by more. Telecom Baskets Bonn 17, Nanterre 92, 11. 6-point lead for Bonn at the end of 10 minutes. There are our shooting statistics. As you can see, Bonn shooting well from inside. But Nanterre not been shooting well from the line. And if they want to win games in this Basketball Champions League, they can't afford to give away those buckets. And the crowd is definitely one of the highlights of the Basketball Champions League. Young and old, men and women, love this competition. It really does bring an excitement midweek to basketball fans across Europe. And that man there, Mayo, is one of the reasons we get so excited to watch the Basketball Champions League. He really is an entertaining player. Undersized, that doesn't stop him. You can see James with the jam. He was off the steal in that first quarter, and you can see how much the crowd appreciate the athletic play. But Nanterre have battled their way back into this one, and it has been Waters that has helped them get back into it. 5 points, a board, and assist to his name in a little over 4.5 minutes played. And I have a feeling they're going to lean heavily on him. And Mayo leads the scoring for Bonn. He's got 5 to his name. that man there also had a big impact when he came on. CJ DeLeo. Exciting player to watch, and exciting when that happens. And turn the ball over. But here we are, back at the Telecom Arena in Bonn for the second quarter of this Basketball Champions League clash between Telecom Baskets Bonn and Nanterre 92. And Nanterre will get things underway for this second quarter, trailing by 6 after the first 10 minutes, but it could have been so much worse. Nanterre really did start slowly. Paulson now sees the lane, drives strong off the glass. No good this time though. Shell now. Hands it back to DeLeo. DeLeo will slow things down. The foul is going to be called on Treadwell. Just going to take Treadwell to the bench and bring Gamble back into the action. Slightly more orthodox big man, Julian Gamble. And Zubatic now brings it back to DeLeo. A two-man game on the wing between those two. DeLeo pulls up for a short-range jumper, but he's a bit heavy-handed. Nanterre come away with the ball. Waters now. Paulson for three. He's really not found any form tonight so far. Oh, but he's going to steal it away this time, and he's out on the break. Goes strong to the basket, gets it to go, and Paulson will be grateful to take that one. Just get himself going. Sometimes you just need an easy score to start the momentum flowing your way. Strong drive to the basket, but he's met in the middle by Khan, and good defense by Nanterre. Now as Gamble sets the screen into the corner. Khan for three! Oh, off to the left with that one, and Bonn will breathe a sigh of relief. They really didn't rotate well on the weak side. He's already hit one tonight. Zubatic comes up short. Looking at the officials for the foul. It was definitely a physical challenge. Not sure it was a foul though. Waters now using the Horns offense. Skips to the weak side. Khan for three again. No good. Big rebound by Gamble though. He's going to go strong again and gets the two to go. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Charles Jackson come back into the game for Bonn. As Gamble struggled against him, but he's finding it easy in this phase of play, and Bonn will call a timeout as their lead is down to just 2 points now. 2 minutes here gone in the second quarter. They started so well. But Nanterre are starting to warm up. 17 to Bonn, 15 to Nanterre. Let's have a listen to the timeouts.
Five up. Josh, 5 up, stand up. Pick and roll game. You go and pick and roll, still on the ball.
Hey, la prochaine. Faites chest.
Yes, chest.
Dominique, chest. On joue bien la situation. Julian, Dominique. Ok. Et là, on sort très large.
As you'd expect, pretty calm timeouts at the moment. And Paulson needs to up his offensive production if Nanterre will win this. Khan hasn't got the drop yet. Gamble worked hard inside there, grabbed the rebound and then looked strong for the two. That takes him up to just 3 points personal, but already on 4 rebounds. Not seen Jackson come back in for Bonn yet. We'll see how Zubatic gets on against Gamble. DeLeo now with the ball. Zubatic with the screen. 3 for DeLeo. Not this time, and the rebound is pulled in by Gamble. Waters with the opportunity to tie, if not take the lead now for Nanterre. Into the hands of Kanate. For Waiters. Sorry, Waters. Waters now inside to Gamble. Gamble looking to go up against Zubatic. Backs his way to the basket. He's a strong man, and he gets the 2 and ties the game. That's a huge, huge play by Gamble. 17 to Bonn, 17 to Nanterre, and that's tough to have imagined just 5-6 minutes into the game when Nanterre were just struggling to get anything on the scoreboard at all. Mayo for 3. Oh, that's a big shot by Mayo. Just when his team needed it. Drops the 3. He's up to 8 points personal now. Being harassed by DeLeo. Gets it back to Waters. Waters now inside to Gamble. Gamble looking to go strong to the basket. Can't quite get that one to drop, and the rebound is going to fall into the hands of Jasinski. And nice quick outlet pass to Zubatic for the transition 2. And Bonn are starting to light up again. Nanterre will call the timeout to try and put some water on those flames. What a back and forth affair we have here in Bonn. Basketball Champions League, certainly entertaining. Let's jump into the huddles and hear what the coaching staff have to say.
Okay. On a dit qu'on faisait attention à ça. On met Jérémy pour Coco. Ok. Allez. Hey, on perd pas le contact. Hein. On joue sur Tom Up. On joue sur Tom Up. Là, ce qu'on va faire sur Tom Up, Hugo. Tu gardes la balle dans les mains, d'accord? Écran de Julian.
Interesting statistics there, and the one that definitely catches the eye is that Bonn are yet to grab an offensive rebound, whilst Nanterre have got 4 to their name. Admittedly, Nanterre have had more chances because they've missed more shots, but still, it does tell you that Bonn aren't crashing those offensive boards as hard as maybe they should be. And as expected, Jackson is now back into the game as Gamble really has had it his own way while Jackson's been on the bench. Expect the interior to be locked down an awful lot more than it has been. Thrown away. Konate throws it away. DeLeo for 3. Drains the 3, and that's exactly the opposite of what Coach Donoghue would have wanted coming out of that timeout. Back out to an 8-point lead for Bonn. It's raining 3s at the Telecom Arena. And Vanitzi gets in on the action, drops a triple from the top. Only averaging 3 points a game so far in the first 2 games. Nice spin move by Jackson. Can't quite match it with the soft hands, but he'll get the first offensive rebound of the game for Bonn, and the putback. Gamble now hands it off to Waters. Sorry, to Senglin, who hands it to Waters. Waters looking to shake his man, nothing there so far. A little hesitation. It's knocked away by DeLeo. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock though, so Nanterre will have to work hard and quickly. And here's a spin move by Jackson, just too quick. Quite got the soft hands though, but manages to get a defensive rebound and taps it back in. Great to see so many fans in the stands in midweek European basketball. Senglin now inbounds it, it's handed off to Gamble. Gamble can't quite hold on to it. He'll hit the hardwood. So look to throw a prayer up as the shot clock was running down. No good, and Bonn will come away with it. Zubatic now looking to drive inside. It's almost knocked away. And they'll slow things down. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Still 10 seconds left for them. DeLeo. What a pass inside. Bartolo makes it count as well. Showboating pass from DeLeo. Senglin now. This is the screen set by Gamble. Gamble flashes to the basket. Not very hard though, needs to maybe cut a little bit more extreme than that. long shot from Invernizzi is no good, and Bonn will come away with it. Sitting on a 9-point lead. Delay over 3. In and out with that one, and Konate pull the rebound down from Nanterre. Senglin now looking for options in front of him, but the Bonn defense is ramped up a few gears, so Senglin will go himself and walks into the man mountain. That is Charles Jackson. And that will be a Bonn ball, and here's the work of DeLeo. What a pass from him, and Bartolo with just as a difficult fadeaway jumper to nail the 2, and the timeout's been called by Nanterre. They want to talk things over. They're down by 9 now with a little over 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. And plenty of time ahead of them, but they want to make sure that they don't let Bonn out too much of a lead. Let's listen to their huddle.
Some done, 2 done, and 1 done. Okay? Les gars, cherchez pas des solutions trop rapides. Okay? Allez, go, go, go.
Go! Oh, and after that, pick and roll game. Stay in the corner. 2 down, 2 down. Hello. Red spacing. Attack. Hello. Hey. We don't let 10. We don't play gamble with him. You know, we are close hand up. We don't take the put pressure on the ball. Come on. Let's go. Ivan. Chin.
And that's the key to those timeouts. It's the finer points, it's the details that those coaches will be working on. They'll be reinforcing the messages they've been getting across since the weekend to their teams as they prepared for today's game. And, Coach Donadieu probably has a bigger task in hand than his counterpart, Coach Klonic of Bonn. Nanterre yet to win a game here in the Basketball Champions League this season. Mayo drives to the basket, comes back out this time, almost fed inside to Jackson. It's knocked away, but Bartolo will go to the basket. Oh, he's rejected by Paulson. And Senglin will come away with it. And shot clock, plenty of time on it. They can take their time. They look like they're rushing slightly at the moment. Paulson now. Feeds it inside to Konate. Konate, good ball movement. Senglin fakes a 3. He'll take the jumper. Offshore with that one, but Paulson grabs the rebound. Senglin for another 3. He's short again with that one, and Nanterre not finding their range from distance yet. Webb, little head nod on the 3, but he's going to travel. Nanterre on the baseline. Such an illustrious history for Nanterre. 91 years old as a club. Had many a superstar in their ranks. Probably most notably at the moment is probably Evan Fournier. He's applying his trade in the NBA. And now they'd love to have him back in the green and white of Nanterre. Konate looking to find a lane. It's inside though. Skip Senglin on the outside. Going to take another 3. Can it be third time lucky? Yes, it can. And that's a sign of a good player. Don't lose your confidence. Don't lose your shooting form. He didn't hit 2, almost identical spot to miss 2 from, but happy to take the 3rd and drains the 3rd. Brings the Bonn lead down to just 6 points now. Shape up Konate, and it's stripped away, but the foul's going to be called. Konate called for reaching in. That sends James to the line for 2 shots. First season with Bonn, joins them with a reputation as a big scorer. Not disappointed so far in the Basketball Champions League. Averaging 15 points, but even more impressively, 5 assists per game across those first 2 games. go on the second attempt. And back up to 7 in what has been a very low-scoring affair here in Bonn. And Vanitzi now with the ball at the top. Finds Treadwell. Treadwell will hand it back to Konate. To Vanitzi. Vanitzi will shake on the 3. Nothing there. Skips it to Paulson, but it's intercepted by James. Hesitation, drives to the basket, fades away. Can't get the 2 to go though, and the foul's going to be called on Paulson. It looks like a tough call from where I am. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, slight contact. That's a good call by the officials. Paulson's not retreating, he is taking the lane. Krunic, not his first time in charge of Bonn. He was head coach in 2001-2005. Returned in 2016. Take over the lead role here at Telekom Baskets Bonn. And James gets the first of his 2 free throws to drop. Can't get the second to go, and Paulson will scoop up the rebound. Final 2 minutes here of this first half. Waters now with the ball. Getting harassed by Bartolo, and he's known for it. That's his game, his hustle, his energy. He's that fly around your ear, constantly irritating you. Oh, crosses him over. Senglin drains the 2. Ankle breaker. To Jackson now in the high post. He's going to go against Treadwell, and Treadwell uses every ounce of strength he's got, but Jackson is more than a match and gets the 2 on a little baby hook from the right hand, and you can see he's pumped for this game. He's up for the battle with Treadwell. Senglin now uses the screen from Paulson and the screen from Treadwell. Into the corner, Konate. Oh, he hits the 3, and Nanterre starting to find a bit of form from the perimeter. Cut it to just a 5-point lead, under a minute to play here in the first half. Jackson now to Mayo. Mayo turns a corner, inside to Jackson, stripped away by Paulson, but the foul's going to be called. 2 quick fouls being called on Heike Paulson. Atlantic International, really not found much form so far, just 2 points. He has grabbed 4 rebounds, 1 from 5 from the field. You see Gamble come back into the action, and that's the battle we've enjoyed, I think probably most so far in this first half, as Gamble against Jackson. The battle of the bigs in the paint. Will get caught on the baseline. 48.4 seconds left here in the first half. DeLeo now to Bartolo. The ball goes inside to Jackson. Hands it back to Bartolo, but he's unable to hold on to that one. It's always going to be a tough pass. That really close pass inside. There's going to be plenty of hands in the passing lane, and it's not an easy one to hold on to. Okay, now. Nanterre do in the final seconds of this first half. They've done a great job getting back into this one. Ball now with Paulson. He hands it off to Waters. Gamble flies to the basket. Not needed though, as Waters drains the 2, and 23.1 seconds to go. That's going to be enough for Bonn to call a timeout. They want to draw something up for the final offense of this first half. And Coach Krunic won't necessarily be overly happy with his team. They had an early lead, an impressive early lead as well. They were leading by 12 at one stage in that first quarter. Their lead is now down to just 3 points. Jump into their huddle, see what they're going to do for the final seconds of this one.
We wait a little bit. Anyway, play zone or mid. Imad. You are here. You are here.
Il joue la situation du pic ici. Ok. Hey. Prends un risque. C'est sur maillot, on trappe. Ok. C'est sur maillot, on trappe. Si jamais il joue la situation, ok. On fait en sorte de trapper. Ok. Allez, go, go, go.
action here in the first half, and Nanterre have definitely found their form from the perimeter. Konate there with the triple, as we see Waters pull up for the long jumper on the 2. And he has been absolutely influential. 7 points, 3 from 4 from the field. Dominic Waters, absolutely crucial. I think it's Waters and Gamble have been the integral pieces for Nanterre to get back into this one, but Bon will look to take the final shot of this first half. DeLeo now with possession. Just gets it over the halfway line inside the 8 seconds, and they're going to run a Horns offense. As Jackson and Webb will set the screen. DeLeo, and it opens up for him, and an easy 2 for DeLeo in the end. There's still time for Nanterre to get a shot off. Will they get one off in time? Half-court jumper! Can't get it to go. And that's the end of the first half here at the Telecom Arena in Bonn. And Telecom Baskets Bonn 35, Nanterre 92, 30 points. And here are your first half shooting statistics, pretty evenly matched. So far, the rebounding battle. One concern would be that Bonn aren't getting onto the offensive boards. Only 1 in that first half. Turnovers they'll be pretty happy with. They both looked after the ball well, and that's why we've got such a close game. Pretty low-scoring game, but a close game nonetheless. DeLeo leading all scorers with 9 points. Waters leading things for Nanterre with 7. Gamble's got a block to his name as well. Senglin has had problems holding onto the ball though. 3 turnovers for him. There's your leading scorers. Waters 7, Senglin 7, Gamble 7, and DeLeo 9, Mayo 8, Jackson 6 for Bonn. An interesting first half of action, but plenty for the crowd to enjoy, both on and off the floor, as the Basketball Champions League takes over the Telecom Arena here in Bonn for the night. And we've had plenty of action to enjoy, including that man there, Mayo. He really is an exciting player to watch and relishes these European contests. Himself 8 points to his name, Mayo, in that first half. And Rashad James also entertaining. It's only 4 points for him though, but DeLeo's leading things. He's got himself 9 points. As for Nanterre, they've worked exceptionally hard to battle their way back into this one. They were down by 12 early in that first quarter, but they never gave up. They just kept on fighting all the way through. And it really was Dominic Waters who changed things up for them. He's up to 7-point personal. Senglin's also got 7 points. And then in the front court, Julian Gamble has been a handful. He's got 5 points, 5 boards in that first half of action. Still plenty of action ahead of us here at the Telecom Arena in Bonn, and I expect to see more from Palsson there in the second half. He hasn't really showed us what he can do so far. He needs to find some momentum. He really can score, and score in a hurry in such numerous ways as well. He's, as you can see, happy to handle the ball and drive to the basket, but he's also got a nice stroke from the perimeter. And if Nanterre want to come away with the win, you have a feeling that Palsson is going to have to find some form or get some phase in the game where he looks to take over. For those fans, they probably hope not. And there, Gamble really has worked hard, and Zubatic really did struggle in phases to stop Gamble. It was only when they brought Jackson back in could they stop him. Mayo, the assist there to Mayo on the wing. There's an interesting player, facilitator as much as a scorer. And there's the steal for Bonn. Great team offense as DeLeo hits the 3 from the wing. And Bonn have played well as a team so far in this first half, and it's no real surprise. Bonn's bench outscores Nanterre's bench before tonight. They averaged 29 points a game from their bench, 19 from Nanterre, and so far, bizarrely, Nanterre actually leads him from the bench scoring. They lead this one 13-11 with regards to bench scoring. But what an exciting game we've had so far here at the Telecom Arena in Bonn, and it's a beautifully balanced game. Plenty of battles both in the paint and on the perimeter. But at half-time, Telecom Basket's Bonn 35, Nanterre 92 with 30 points. Still plenty to play for. Remember, Bonn hold on to a perfect record entering game day 3. They've got 2 wins to their name, whilst Nanterre are yet to pick up a win, and they know how important it is to leave game day 3 with a win under their belts. And Bonn also know how important it is for them to start their first home game with a win in the Basketball Champions League. But there we are, 20 minutes gone here at the Telecom Arena in Bonn. And the home team, Bonn, lead this one 35-30 over Nanterre. Make sure you join me for all the second half action shortly. Welcome back to the Telecom Arena here in Bonn. And what a 20 minutes of action we've had for you so far. Very tight affair here in Bonn. And a half-time break. Bonn went back to the locker room leading this one 35-30 over the visiting Nanterre. And neither side will probably be overly happy with that. Bonn had a 12-point lead early in that first quarter. Nanterre battled their way back into it. Neither side will be wanting to leave the arena here this evening with a loss. For the home team, Bonn, they've been led by TJ DeLeo. He's got 9 points to his name, a couple of assists as well. Backing him up is Josh Mayo with 8.3 boards, 2 assists. For our visitors, Nanterre, they're being led jointly by Dominic Waters and Jeremy Senglin. 7 points to both of them. And also Julian Gamble's had a big game for them. He's got 5 points and 5 rebounds so far after this first half. But the historic head-to-head between these two actually has Nanterre leading it. They've got 3 wins against Bonn. Bonn have only taken a scalp of Nanterre once. Last time they met was back in late January in last year's Basketball Champions League, and Nanterre came away 93-90 winners of that one. I have a feeling that Bonn may be keen to avenge that loss. We started so hot in that first half, and Nanterre just wouldn't go away. They battled and battled all their way back into this one. And here we are at the half-time break, and Bonn just sit with a 5-point lead. Final words from the coaching staff for both teams before they take back to the floor. And for both of these teams, this is a big 20 minutes of basketball. The Basketball Champions League is such a competitive competition. Every single win counts. Give you some updates from around the group tonight. Opava have lost to Reia Venezia 72-90, and UNET Holon have defeated PAOK 72-68. And that will juggle the standings up. But here we are at the Telecom Arena. You can see how much it means already. Bartolo is getting all over Waters and he's not happy about it. So that's to start the second half. And here we go. Second half of action is underway. Waters looks to bring it up over the half, and Bartolo is just harassing him at such a high level. Constantly on him, not giving him a second to think, and he floats to the basket. Quick ball movement. Senglin now. Konate fakes the 3. Shot clock down to 6. What can Senglin do? Little fake. Can't get himself to space. Nice crossover does this time though, and he's going to get fouled on his way to the basket as he crawls out of bounds. And the shot clock had pretty much expired, but the foul is going to be called. They've done such a good job for about 23.8 seconds of that shot clock, but that will send Senglin to the line for 2 shots. His first Basketball Champions League game of the season. Actually joined Nanterre from Ludwigsburg in the summer. Spent some time at Long Island Nets in the G League in America. We're hoping to become a mainstay for Nanterre this season. This is the second. It's the first though, so it's just a 4-point lead now for Bonn. Mayo drives inside. Nothing there. Looks to float it inside to Jackson, and it's knocked away, so it's still going to be a Bonn ball, but the shot clock is down to 8. And once again, that battle between Jackson and Gamble, one of the highlights of this game so far. Making sure Konate's got his jersey tucked in. Mayo now to Jackson. Looking to move the ball, but it's stripped away by Palsson. Senglin looking to feed Gamble in the post. It's stripped away by Jackson as well. He's working hard in that low post. He's making sure Gamble's not establishing himself anywhere near the basket when he's receiving the ball. It's half the fight for a big man. Making sure that you win the battle before it's even commenced by making sure that your guy is picking the ball up way too far away from the basket. Powelson now drives inside, spins, loses his footing. Comes up gingerly from that one to Bartolo. Floats to the basket for two. Powelson's hobbling a little bit. That's not a good sign for Nanterre. That's a bit of a hip screen. Yeah, offensive foul. Bartolo bought that one a little bit, but Gamble certainly wasn't established. And Powelson weight on his knee, and his knee kind of buckled, and Bartolo made the most of it, got himself a two nice and early here in the second half, and once again looking quite confident. Webb now. Back to James, to Webb. Webb for three. No good this time, and Gamble will grab the rebound for Nanterre, and it's his sixth board of the evening. Nanterre now for Powelson. Back to Senglin. Finds some space, but Bond's defense is pretty strong at the moment. It's rotating very well as Mayo knocks it out of the hands of Waters, and still be a sideline ball for Nanterre, but there's only 6 seconds left on the shot clock, and this is the problem Nanterre are finding. But the pressure from Bond is meaning they're getting their options for a shot so late in the shot clock. In flies Waters, gets the two to go. That's a big shot from Dominic Waters. Bartolo back the other way quickly though, and easy two for him. That's 4 points of this second half for Bonn, all down to Jorman Bartolo. And now trying to use a screen from Powelson. The intensity level from Bonn on the defensive end is unreal, and it's going to cause issues like that, but it's come off the hands of a Bonn player, so it's still going to be Nanterre ball. Waters flying to the basket with a little right-handed teardrop, gets that one to go. And Nanterre refused to go away, much to the annoyance of Coach Krunic. Long two for Waters, drains it. And he's keeping them in this game. He's up to 11 points personal now. And Mayo gets his easiest basket of the game. And the score seems to be a little bit more free-flowing in this second half. First half was a cagey affair, low scoring. The second half seems to be a little bit more open. Gamble floats to the basket, can't get the two to go, and my goodness me, Webb flies through the air and pulls down the rebound. Mayo now is going to be fouled by Waters. Oh, what a putback done by Jackson. That's a shame it wasn't in play. And the pressure will be building on Coach Donadieu. He needs to start getting some wins in the Basketball Champions League. That's the expectation. James now to Mayo. Calling from the screen from Jackson. Floats it inside to Jackson. Jackson floats to the basket. Bartolo! Two-handed jam, but it's after the shot clock's expired. Bartolo didn't read that one. His eyes lit up when he saw the lane open up. The defense in the end by Nanterre. It's just a warning to Coach Donadieu to say if your players flop again, we're going to call a technical foul. And the crowd are enjoying the basketball and the music here at Telecom Arena. Benate now with the ball. Looking for options, nothing there so far. He's going to come back out to Powelson, to Waters, to Senglin. Oh, he hits the three. What a tough shot by Senglin. As the shot clock expired, with Nanterre within three now. And you can feel the nerves here in the Telecom Dome. From the Bonn fans, they know their team are on the rack. What can Jackson do? He can get fouled by Gamble and get himself to the line for 2 shots. It's going to be a second foul for Julian Gamble. No real worries for him so far. Charles Jackson will go to the line for 2 shots. He's at 78% from the line so far before this game in the Basketball Champions League. That's great shooting from a big man, especially for an aggressive post player who's looking to get to the basket. A little bit of commentator's curse strikes him. At the line for the second of his 2. The second of his 2, and the Bonn ladies back out to 4. Singling now to Treadwell, skips it to Waters. Waters looking to float inside. Nice pass inside to Treadwell, and he gets the 2 off the glass. Beautiful, intricate play by Nanterre. Now within 2 points. Just over 5.5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Ringing out around the Telecom Dome. James now with the ball at the top to Webb. Webb fakes the 3, drives inside, hands it off to Jackson. Jackson is fouled by Treadwell. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Jackson really is causing issues for Nanterre in the paint. And jump back to the line for another 2. Floor. Big night for Coach Klunic. They want to take their 2nd win in this season's Basketball Champions League, and that man Jackson's been influential so far. An interesting professional career. Graduated from Tennessee Tech back in 2015. He's played in New Zealand, he's played in the G League, he's played in Turkey, now he's in Germany. He's definitely getting to travel the world. But he seems to be settled here in Bonn. He's putting all he can into the pink and white Telecom Baskets Bonn. Singling now to the ball. Treadwell sets the screen, and once again the defense from Bonn is impressive to say the least. As Vanetzi throws it inside to Treadwell. He can't get it to go, but he'll earn himself a trip to the line. Foul. Treadwell now at the line for 2 shots and a chance to tie the game here. Gets the first to go. And the second, and with 5 minutes and a second remaining in this 3rd quarter, we have a tied ball game at the Telecom Dome. Bonn 42, Nanterre 42. Treadwell up to 4 points personal now as well. James with the ball, being guarded closely by Schenglid. Pulls up for the jumper and gets it to go. And this has been the story of the game as Nanterre have pegged back against Bonn. They've brought themselves back into the game, but Bonn seem to be able to find the jumpers when they need them. Into the corner for 3. Can't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound is going to come off the leg of Jackson, so it's going to be a Nanterre ball. Very animated Klunic there. just come into the game. As DeLeo for Bon. Senglin, some inspiration. He drives inside strong and good defense by Jackson as it's knocked away, but who's going to come away with a loose ball? Treadwell dives for it, manages to bring it in, but can't get it back to a teammate, and there's a scramble on the floor, and Bon will come away with it. The shot clock has an issue. It's been reset to 14, but it should be at 22 according to the officials. What a fight by Treadwell, and continuing to throw his frame on the hardwood for the cause. And it's always great as a teammate to see fellow players willing to sacrifice their bones on the floor just for one possession. Really can get a team fired up and sometimes get you back into a game that you're struggling to find a foothold in. DeLeo now with the ball at the top for Bon. He's had a good game so far, a little under 12 minutes played. He's got 9 points to his name. Now inside to James, right hand floater, gets the roll. Bon back out to a 4-point lead. Monteiro peg them back and then Bon stretch it back out again. Certainly the tale of this game so far. Vanitzi now can find options and instead he's just thrown it straight out of bounds. Floater from James, and he gets the roll on the ring. Favourable roll. Sometimes you need that luck. Zubatic now inside to Bartolo. Guarded by Khan aggressively. That's nothing but a foul. He's got his arms anywhere near the ball. Try to wrap him up. He's just got the ball. I'm not sure what his right arm is doing then, locking in to Bartolo's arm. Pretty easy call for the official. Already exceeded their team fouls for the quarter, so that's going to send Bartolo to the line for 2 shots. Big game against PAOK last time out, 12.7 boards for him. That was an impressive win on the road. One of the veteran players really within Bon. This is his 3rd season in the pink and white. Really does bring some passion to the floor. If not the free-throwing ability he might like. Waters now. The screen set by Treadwell. Vanitzi hands it back to Khan. And Weave at the top. Finds some space, nothing there. Shot clock down to 5. What are they going to do with the ball now? And once again, they're going to have to take a tough shot at the end of the shot clock. But once again, Dominic Waters bails them out. He's up to 13 points personal now, and the Bon lead is once again back down to just 2. Impressive shooting percentage that is for Waters, 86% from the field for him. Inside to Jackson, two-handed jam. Thankfully those rings are reinforced. Dominic Waters now once again with the ball from Monteiro. And Vanitzi hands it back to Paulson. Waters for 3. Oh, he drains the 3. What a big shot once again by Dominic Waters. And that's just a 1-point lead for Bon now. James with the ball. Zubatic looks to drive to the basket, guarded by Khan. And they've stolen it away. Can they take the lead? Can they get their first lead of the game? Paulson inside, Treadwell gets the 2, and Nanterre take not only their first lead of the game, but their first lead in the Basketball Champions League this season. They've played over an hour of basketball without a lead. In fact, almost 100 minutes of basketball without a lead, and that is their first lead here in this season's Basketball Champions League. That's going to give them some confidence. Just under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Nanterre 49, Telecom Baskets Bonn 48.
When it's ball here, just right movement here, 5 men here, play inside. Go finish it. Hello. Weber, go there, go there, go there.
Hey, on joue one down, on turn, et tête. Hey, hey, si on joue one down, on regarde si on peut la donner à Julian.
And there's the pass inside to Treadwell that gets Nanterre their first lead of the game. Beautiful interior pass from Palton, bounces it in, and an easy score for Treadwell. And what have Bonn got in reserve? The crowds here at the Telecom Dome want to see a win, expect to see a win this evening. Bonn players will not want to disappoint them. DeLeo now with the ball. Jackson inside, Zubatic stripped away, comes down with it, goes back up, too heavy though, and the rebound is by Invernizzi. Invernizzi now for Nanterre, can they extend their lead? Paulson, and guarded by Weichel. Got the mismatch he wants against Jackson, but once again, Paulson really not on form tonight. Doesn't look like his mind's in the game fully. Zubatic to Jackson. Tough play by Jackson. Gives us a little flex of the guns. Final minute here of this third quarter. Dominic Waters with the ball. Pulls up, skips it, Khan, fake the three, drives inside. Little pumps, too much for him to keep control of it, but a foul's been called. And there's that tough play by Jackson, hits the brick wall. There's Julian Gamble, but still manages to connect the two off the glass. Jackson's going to be called for the foul though. His second foul of the game. Canate throws it long to Waters. Waters drives down the lane. Paulson for three in the corner. He drains the three, and what a time for him to wake up. And they're trying to return the favour, but James comes up short this time. Nanterre up to a 2-point lead now. Third quarter clock down to just 20 seconds. About a 7 differential between game clock and shot clock. Waters now to the basket, skips it to Paulson. Shot clock down to 2, he's going to have to put something up. Can't get it to go, but he's fouled as the shot clock was down to 0.2 of a second. And that will be Jackson's third foul of the game. 2 fouls in quick succession for the big man. And that was a get out of jail free. If he just kept his arms up straight and not brought them down, that's going to send Jackson to the bench. More importantly for Nanterre, that will send Gamble to the line for 2 shots. Can't get the first to go though. Gamble, no stranger to the Telecom Dome, actually played for Bonn last season. The fans here know exactly what to expect from him. He heads to the bench, and Treadwell will come back in for the final 7.5 seconds of this third quarter. And Nanterre out to their biggest lead of the game, 3 points now. Mayo with the ball, what can he do with it? Down to 2 seconds, pulls up for the long three, nothing there. He's got it to go. I think it's after. Yep, the officials have waved it away. Zubatic's attempt will not count. And at the end of 3 quarters, my goodness me, what a comeback by Nanterre. We're just waiting to see. I think the officials actually want to look at this one. They want to see whether he gets the shot off in time or not. so he's going to make his way over to the review station courtside. You can't blame them at this stage. This is exactly what he'll be looking at. Does he get the shot off in time? No, I don't think he does. I think that's going to be a pretty easy call. I'm not sure Zubatic gets it off. No, still holding on to it when the lights around the backboard light up. And the basket will be waved away. So at the end of the third quarter here at the Telecom Dome, Bonn 50, Nanterre 53. And here are your game stats so far. Bonn 67% from the field in 2-point range, 54% for Nanterre. Both teams shooting well from there, but 7 triples from Nanterre. That's what's seen them get back into this game. And both coaching staffs know how big the next 10 minutes are going to be. Not just for this game, but potentially for the rest of their Basketball Champions League season. Remember, Bonn enter this game with a 1-win, 1-loss record. A win tonight will help them jump up the table, whereas for that man there, Coach Donadieu, he knows his team are desperate for the win. Game day 1 was a loss, game day 2 was a loss. They really can't afford to leave game day 3 without a single win to their names. So we have a huge 10 minutes of basketball left here at the Telecom Dome. Expect this one to go to the wire. Make sure you stay tuned for the full 10 minutes left. Scoring options for both teams and plenty of heart and soul, as you can see on the line as Treadwell throws himself on the floor. Tough one to call. Halfway through the first quarter, it was looking like it was going to be an easy win for Bonn as they led by 12 points, but Nanterre have refused to go away. They fought themselves back into this one 2 times already. They now have not only their first lead of the game, but their first lead in the Basketball Champions League all season. And bear in mind, we're in game 3 now. So 10 minutes left here at the Telecom Dome in Bonn. Bonn 50, Nanterre 53. The Basketball Champions League will not get more exciting than we have here. And Bonn get things underway, all in the hands of Mayo. To James now. To Mayo. Now it's going to be called on Waters. An early foul there. Arguing his case with the officials. The sideline ball now for Bonn. Inbounded for Webb, and he hands it back to Mayo. And they're going to take their time. 7 left on the shot clock. Zubatic with the screen, flashes to the basket. James open on the wing for 3. No good. Again, a tip-tap inside. Who's going to come away with it? Bonn manages to hold on to it. Big rejection by Gamble. A great play by Jarrell Eichel. So after that one, gets the score off the glass. Nanterre down to just a 1-point lead now. Paulson. Canate. Vanitzi looking to find Gamble. Floats it inside. And the foul is going to be called on Zubatic as he looks to battle Gamble. Unnecessary Gamble with the big rejection to start with, but tenacity Reichel is enough to get him 2. Now with the ball inside to Gamble. And a pivot inside, kicks it back out, wide open, Invenizzi for 3. Oh, big shot! Luca Invenizzi. Oh, they're going to return the favour straight away. Way too heavy on that attempt, though. Webb just clangs it off the iron. Canate now. Paulson for 3! Can't get it to go. What a big shot that would have been. Nanterre, though, 4-point lead. 8.5 minutes left in this game. James lulls Paulson into that one. Spent the whole time looking like he was going to go right. And a quick first step draws the third foul from Heike Paulsen. Not been his usual self this evening, Paulsen. Only 5 points to his name in 23 minutes of action. He's shooting 25% from the field. James for three. A little bit short and right on that one, and Nanterre fans will breathe a sigh of relief. Konate to Waters on the elbow to drive inside against Mayo. Couple of pumps, can't get it to go. Invernizzi, too heavy. And Von, luckily for them, come away with a rebound. James now to the basket. Offensive foul is going to be called as Paulsen just takes the stand. I'm sure James is happy with that call. Seems a pretty square call from where we are. Paulsen, all he's doing is retreating, and he's allowed to do that. Third foul. Going to take a seat down on the bench. He's frustrated. Paulsen's great defensive stop there has helped Nanterre out no end. Waters now. To Gamble, to Konate, an easy two, and Nanterre starting to warm up. It's taken them almost 2.5 games to find some form in this Basketball Champions League season, but they're finding some now. Leo in and out with his attempt, and the rebound's going to fall into the hands of Invernizzi. Nanterre now looking to take full control of this one. Waters. Invernizzi fakes the three, drives inside, back out to Konate, slow things down, shot clock down to 5 though. Waters spin move, pull up, long two, in and out, rebound by Webb as he falls out of bounds. DeLeo now for Bond. To Mayo. Mayo double teamed. Back to Zubatic for three. Short with that one, but the hustle from Bartolo's not enough for Bon, and Paulsen will grab the rebound. You can feel the nerves here in the Telecom Dome. Paulsen to Waters, inside to Gamble, but it's knocked away, and Mayo will pick up the loose ball. DeLeo will slow it down for Bon. Change of direction, floats inside, and he's fouled by Waters. Unsportsmanlike foul is called on Dominic Waters. Looks like a tough call from where I am. Oh no, fair call from the officials on that one. That's a just call. I'm waiting to see what the officials say. I think we're waiting to see whether it is an unsportsmanlike foul or not. The officials are going to look back at it. I think when they look at the footage, they probably will concur that it is an unsportsmanlike foul. As you can see, he's just caught him off guard, and there is a play at the ball, but the force is quite excessive. Wait to see what the call is. Yep, that is going to be an unsportsmanlike foul level against Dominic Waters. Exactly what Bond will have wanted. A bit of a get out of jail free card. That's going to send DeLeo to the line. And as a coach, it's tough to see your players not make smart plays, and it's certainly not a smart play as DeLeo hits the first of his two unsportsmanlike free throws. Oh, gets the roll on the second, and you felt the crowd in the arena all breathe in simultaneously. Maybe that'll help drag the ball into the basket. DeLeo takes himself up to 11 points personal now. The Nanterre lead is down to 4, and the ball is in the hands of the Bon guard, Mayo. To Webb, he's handed off to DeLeo. DeLeo tries to feed it inside. Gamble almost steals it away, and a double dribble is going to be called on TJ DeLeo. Turnover ball, great defense by Gamble. He's really out on the limb. The big man's not wanting to play defense on the perimeter against the guard, but manages to use his wingspan to its fullest effect. England now with the ball. Screen by Gamble, goes the other way instead, drives strong, and one! Jeremy Senglin. What a big play. And Mayo's going to get called for the foul. Strong upper body as Senglin draws the contact. Mayo just caught, ripping his hands across. Senglin will go to the line for the bonus. Only Mayo's second foul, but third foul of the quarter for Bonn. Nanterre yet to foul in this quarter. And Senglin makes it count to its fullest. A 7-point lead for Nanterre. 5:42 left on the game clock. What have Bonn got left in the tank? Do they have enough to get their way back into this one? Mayo now. DeLeo with the ball on the wing. Little fake, little hesitation. Three opened up, didn't take it. Spins inside, loses the handle. He's going to have to take the shot. Mayo for three. Too heavy. Big rebound though by Bartolo. And another fight for the rebound. And it's going to be a Nanterre ball. And you see how much it means to all the players on the floor. This is a competition they all want to win. And timeout called by Bonn as Coach Kunic will want to talk things over with his team. They're down by 7, just over 5 minutes to play. Listen in to their huddle.
If it's simple switch here, 1-5, he pass the ball inside. No, pass inside. Or we go really attack. We go really attack, more attack. Be really aggressive. Hello. Watch out after timeout. Hello. That they don't coming for shots for men. You go the ball. You go the ball. Oh, okay. There you go.
You really do get the sense of urgency that Coach Kunic is starting to get across to his team. This really would put them on the back foot. It would actually put them on the same record as Nanterre at the end of the day. If Nanterre can come away with a win, they'll both sit on a 1-win, 2-loss record. Not where Bonn were expecting to be at the end of the game today. Just over 5 minutes to play. Nanterre up by 7. And the foul's going to be called on Bartolo. That's the final team foul of the quarter for Bonn. And everything now is going to earn Nanterre a trip to the free throw line. Senglin comes back into the hands of Paulsen, steps in, long two, gets it to go. Eka Paulsen. He's up to 7 points personal now. Not had his usual performance, but he's doing when it counts. Another tough play by DeLeo, but it's knocked out of bounds by Gamble, so Bonn will hold on to possession. Bartolo now at the top. Bonn. James will retreat out. Jackson now looking to go to work against Gamble. Tough move. Can't get it to go. He's put too much on that one. And Invernizzi's going to get called for the foul for pulling Zubotic back. Not happy with the call. Paulsen looks to calm him down. The last thing you want to do is give away a technical foul at this point. You're up by 9. You don't want to give on any easy scores. Leo now. See what the call is. One may have been called on Konate. On the floor though, so although Nanterre now in the foul situation as well. So that will send James to the line for 2 shots. Really critical free throws for James. Now he hits the first. Got winning in his DNA. He was a league and cup double champion in Croatia back in 2017. Try and do the same in his first season with Bonn. A better way than the Basketball Champions League, the biggest crown of them all available for Bonn. Connects with both the free throws and reduces Nanterre's lead to just 7. Penguin now with the ball. Pulls up for 3. Oh, James the 3. That's a huge play by Jeremy Senglin. Double-digit lead for Nanterre, their biggest lead of the night, and Senglin's up to 17 points. Inside to Jackson, and he's fouled. 4:02 left on the game clock. And what a play by Senglin. Drains the dagger 3, and look at the reaction in the crowd in the background. Just shocked faces of what they've seen here. Bonn have surrendered a 12-point lead from midway through the first quarter to Nanterre, leading this one with 4 minutes to go. And it's moments like that that will cost you dearly, as Jackson misses the first of his 2 free throws. And the second. Gamble with the big rebound. Halson now. A basket in this possession for Nanterre would be a step towards the win for them. But it's stolen away, and Bartolo's going to get called for the foul, and he's got to be careful how active he is with his remonstrations. It's part of what officials look at. How exuberant are your protests about their calls? They don't want to see disrespect. DeLeo will go to the bench as Mayo comes back into the game for Bonn, and time is running out for them to make a move, and their body language has changed for the players in the pink and white stripes. Waters will go to the line for 2 shots, and what a night he has had. Next with the first of the 2. He's 7 from 10 from the field, 70% shooting. And those 2 free throws takes him up to 18-point personal, but I imagine more importantly in his mind, it takes his team 12 points clear of Bonn now. Mayo to James for 3. Up short with that one, and Gamble saves it from going out of bounds. Nanterre will have another possession. Bonn really are on the ropes right now. Senglin to Palsson, almost knocked out of bounds. Konate inside to Palsson for 3. Oh, what a time to find your form! Heike Palsson with the 3, and the Nanterre lead is up to 15. What a game we have here at the Telecom Dome in Bonn. Timeout called by Coach Klunic of Bonn. He needs to talk things over. He needs to make some changes and make them quick. Let's jump into his huddle and hear what he's got to say.
Try that we go more attack, that we more aggressive. You know, it's not just shooting. You open, go with 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, go, jump. It's got screen on the side. Good screen on the side here. Hop, ok, garde la balle, keep the ball, travaille. Dominique, enchaîne. Don't settle. Put your foot on that fucking throat. Let's go, man. Finish.
We apologise for the colourful language in that timeout, but it does reinforce exactly how important the Basketball Champions League is to these players. And Campbell is pumped up coming out of that timeout. He's in the ear of his teammates. He knows that the win is within touching distance. Just over 3 minutes left on the game clock. They're up by 15 points. Bear in mind, up until this point, they've not been in the lead of any of their Basketball Champions League games so far this season. This is new ground for them this season, and they won't want to let what is a golden opportunity to pick up their first win slip away. James now with the ball. Zubatic to Mayo. Mayo, a little shake and a shuffle. Drives inside. He'll float with the right hand. Too much on that one, though, and Paulson will have it ripped away by Bartolo. And the jump ball is going to be called, and it's in favour of Nanterre. You can see the disapproval of Bartolo. Konate now will inbound it for Nanterre, and what a critical minute and a half of basketball we've got now. Bonn need to come back into this one and fast if they're going to take a win away. You have a feeling that Nanterre now are going to use pretty much all of the 24 seconds every possession they get. Bartolo lucky not to be called for some fouls there. And Waters pulls up for the jumper and drains a long two, and lets Bartolo hear about that one. Technical foul's going to be called on him though. Before talking to Bartolo. I can't blame him to a certain degree. He was being fouled an awful lot by Bartolo there. But it was the talking back that the referees won't have. You can have a quiet word, a little bit of trash talking quietly to one another, but I can't see players screaming across the floor at each other. Waters will head to the bench. In fact, that's him out of the game by the looks of it. His second technical foul. That's going to see him thrown out of the game. Could that be a big moment? Or is it a little bit too late for Bonn? Mayo will connect with the first. Sorry, will connect with the free throw for the unsportsmanlike foul, for the technical foul. And Bonn will take possession. He's been ejected from the game. Long jumper. Zubatic is no good. Waiting to see what the call is now. I think Zubatic has been handed a technical foul for flopping. Getting into a bit of a scrappy phase of the game, but it's kind of understandable. There's an awful lot at stake for both teams. And that's Waters heading to the locker room after his two technical fouls. Sengling gets the free throw to drop. He really has got to work on his free throw technique, though. He's all over the place at the line. Doesn't wait for the ball to hit the ring. He's moving all the way through it. It's a tough shot, but that extra point takes it out to a 17-point lead now. Surely that's way too much for Bonn to come back against. They do have some firepower in their roster. Sengling now. He's going to take as long as he possibly can on this shot clock. They're going to be in no hurry. Gamble sets the screen for him. Sengling now. Konate skips himself inside. Paulson, catch and shoot for three. Oh, Jakob Paulson again for three. Pretty much disappeared for the first 3 quarters of the game, and now he's decided to turn up and play. He's up to 13 points. Konate to the basket, gets the two! And Nanterre, can you believe it? Their lead is now up to 22 points. And the crowd have fallen silent here in the Telecom Dome. Nanterre have taken the air out of the arena. Mayo. Zubatic knocked out of bounds by Invernizzi. DeLeo will come back into the game, but with 90 seconds left on the game clock, Bonn can only really fight their way back into this one and look to try and work on the head-to-head that they're going to have against Nanterre. They're not going to want to let them out too far. They're going to hope to peg them back in the reverse leg in Nanterre. That one will be the first game of 2019 in the Basketball Champions League for Bonn. The 9th of January is the reverse leg of this one. Sengling now slows it down and will run as much clock as he possibly can. Gamble sets the screen. Little shake from Senglin, fades away for the jumper, and as everything in this final quarter for Nanterre, the basket drops and pure silence in the crowd. You can hear the squeak of the trainers on the floor. I think the crowd in the Telecom Dome are a little bit shell-shocked by what they've seen in this second half, and what they've seen is an absolute masterclass from Nanterre. They've outscored Bon 28-7 in this final quarter. They've outscored them 51-22 in the second half. An unbelievable second half for Nanterre. Senglin for three, too much fire on that one, and it will fall into the hands of De Leo. 30 seconds left, and Bon will have wanted a better night than this for their opening home game of the Basketball Champions League this season, and Nanterre will be celebrating after this one. They enter the game without a win to their name. They're heading back to France with a win under their belts, as the clock will now be run out by Konate. But what a game we've had here at the Telecom Dome in Bonn as the coaches shake hands. Bonn 57, Nanterre 81 is our final score. And what a roller coaster we've had. That man there, Coach Donoghue, will be very, very happy with his team's performance so far. Walking away with a 24-point win on the road after trailing by 12 in the first quarter. What an unbelievable performance from Nanterre. That is one for the record books. What a huge, huge comeback there. He played his role. Julian Gamble was a big, big player tonight for Nanterre. 9 rebounds to his name, 6 points and a block as well. He really did patrol the paint with a serious presence. Nanterre now will be very happy indeed. That gives them their first win of this Basketball Champions League, and it gets them off the basement. PAOK will drop to the bottom of Group B, and some work to be done by Coach Krunic there. I think the Bonn players are as shell-shocked as the crowd here at the Telecom Dome. The players applaud the fans, but most of the fans have left already. I don't think they're too happy with what they've seen. And the Nanterre players will no doubt celebrate this win. This will give them some confidence. Going back to their domestic season, they're 11th in the table back in France, 2-2 record in the Jeep Elite League in France. Donoghue will use this to motivate his team going forward. He really has got the monkey off his back, claiming this win after game day 3. The players on the circuit of the court, high-fiving the fans still in the arena. And as I say, what a game of basketball we've had here at the Telecom Dome. Halfway through the first quarter, it looked like it was going to be a walk in the park for the home team. Bonn were up by 12 points in that first quarter. And Nanterre battled their way back into the game. They kept fighting, they didn't stop. But Bonn took the lead back out in the second quarter again, almost into double digits, before Nanterre managed to take their first lead of the game late in the third quarter. And from there on, they just put Bonn to the sword. Looking at the quarter breaks, in that final quarter, Nanterre outscored Bonn 28-7. Here are some of your statistics. Good 2-point shooting from both teams. An abysmal performance from the perimeter from Bonn tonight. Just 15% 3 from 20. Good for Nanterre, 39% for them. Nanterre also won the rebounding battle. 5-5. Plenty of team basketball being played. Turnovers, reasonable level. Both teams looked after the ball reasonably well, but the stat that you need to look at is obviously the score stat. And Nanterre have absolutely run away with this one. In the back of that man there, Dominic Waters, 20 points for him. Jackson led the scoring for Bonn with 11 points. There just wasn't enough impact from the Bonn players on the offensive end. They've only come away with 57 points to their names. That's a tough night at the office. 3 players for them with 11 points, Jackson, De Leo and Mayo, but 20 points for Waters, 20 for Senglin and 13 for Paulsen. Now Paulsen didn't turn up in the first half, but my goodness me, he had a big second half performance here at the Telecom Dome in Bonn. It was a first quarter to forget for Nanterre as Bonn finished up leading that one 17-11 after 10 minutes. But Nanterre woke up in the second quarter. They still went into the half-time locker room trailing by 5, but that was the last of the downtimes for Nanterre. They were up by 3 at the end of the third quarter, and then they absolutely were on fire in that final quarter. On both ends of the floor, they were on fire. They restricted Telecom Basket Bonn to just 7 points, while scoring 28 of their own in that final quarter. And that's enabled them to pick up their first win of this Basketball Champions League. They've won this one by 24 points. Big performances from the duo of Senglin and Waters, the backcourt duo. Both played pretty much the same amount of time, 27 minutes. They both scored 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists to Waters' names, 2 rebounds, 1 assist to Senglin's name. And as I said, Hector Paulsen stepped up in the second half. He got 13 points, 5 boards, 2 assists and 2 steals in his 31 minutes of action. And then Julian Gamble also had a big night, 9 boards for him, along with his 6 points. The box score doesn't look too pretty for Bonn. 3 players on 11 points, DeLeo, Jackson and Mayo. 2 players on 10 points, Rashard James and Yolman Bartolo. And James Webb's grabbed 9 rebounds to his name. No one took the game by the scruff of the neck and led the way for Bonn. The rebounding battle was won by Nanterre, and that might have been crucial for them. And that man there, Coach Klunic, will have to go back to the drawing board for their next game. And the next game for Bonn will be on the road as they take on Fribourg Olympic next Tuesday, whereas Nanterre will also be on the road. They'll play their third away game of their campaign so far. They'll head to Greece to take on PAOK. That also is next Tuesday as well. But thank you very much for joining us here. There's your Group B as it stands at the moment. Remember, Tenerife and Fribourg Olympic are currently playing each other in the Canaries, so that will affect how things sit. But as you can see, Bonn have dropped down to 6th place. Nanterre at the moment have jumped up to 4th place, and that's how quickly the Basketball Champions League can change. Venezia sit top of the pile at the moment with 3 wins, no losses. But here at the Telecom Dome in Bonn, we've had one hell of a game.